Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Danielle. I am the Director of Partnerships at Mind Studio. I am streaming to you folks from Canada, Ontario. I'm just outside of Toronto in London, Ontario. I'm so excited to be here with you all today for our partner webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. If you didn't hear it, I'll repeat it. This is being recorded, so definitely take notes as much as you like, but you'll get the full recording right after the event as well. Let us know your reactions as we dive into all the topics for today. We are talking today about building AIs for clients, revenue boosting strategies. So if you are unfamiliar with Mind Studio, unfamiliar with what it means to be a Mind Studio partner, thank you for being here. Thank you for your interest. We have lots of resources on both of those topics on learn.mindstudio.ai. We're really excited to offer this piece of programming today for some of our longstanding partners, some of our newer partners into our program, all of the experts, developers, professional services, and agencies who have been working with us, whether it's been a day and you just got an email from Una yesterday celebrating and welcoming you into the program, or one of our earliest partnerships and relationships. Of course, we welcome all folks who are what I'm calling partner curious to hang out with us, learn, engage with the rest of the community, and we're excited to hear what you think. We'll talk about some examples out in the wild of our partners and our customers who are succeeding with Mind Studio and all their different wins. And we'll spend the majority of the time today actually walking through some tangible examples of AIs that you can build for your clients. And once you build those AIs, how to actually onboard your clients onto Mind Studio. So latest headlines from the Mind Studio Partner Program, all articulated in a little bit of a history lesson. So much has evolved and changed since we did our first partner webinar back in April, really just introducing Mind Studio to different consultants, agencies, even folks who don't have a background in professional services who are discovering AI and seeing the potential. This generated so much excitement from the market and really inspired us to launch an entire partner program back in May with resources, support, perks for you all to help you in your Mind Studio in expertise and client work. In June is when I joined the team to manage that partner program, support you folks, and it has been such a treat to meet many of you. Excited to meet more of you today and learn about your businesses, learn about your clients, and all the exciting things you're doing with Mind Studio, as well as where we can do better, how we can improve the experience for our partners. Who are these 250 partners that we're working with? These are all experts, agencies, professional services, firms, solution partners, different names of the same flavor. You're helping clients build AI applications, troubleshoot them, build them from scratch, coming at various stages of the development and deployment cycles. Our program is global. We have folks in 40 different countries, majority of which are in North America, Canada, and US. However, really excited about the breadth that we have here, because if we're getting a client who maybe wants to work with someone locally in a particular language, potentially, or even just in the same time zone that they're working in, we have a lot of options at our disposal to connect them with the right partner for their needs. Some interesting observations with regards to the types of clients and services that you folks are offering. 40% of our partners serve that mid-market or enterprise client base. And this is interesting because in North America, over 90% of businesses and the overall landscape are SMBs. So we're seeing that our partner ecosystem is skewing more upmarket. And this makes sense because teams that are really large, have a lot of processes could really benefit from AI augmentation and automation in their internal workflows. We noticed as well that 1 in 4 of our partners are offering some sort of marketing or sales services. Maybe this is kind of core to automation, things like marketing ops, rev ops, sales ops, marketing automation, CRM implementations, or these are agencies who used to do content marketing, used to do web design, and are now adding AI as a new service arm onto their businesses. So this is where we're going to spend a lot of time today, and where we created a lot of leave behind resources for you folks, specifically on AI applications you can build that have a marketing or sales use case. And the other really exciting thing we're observing is that our partners are really investing into training and education. We see that 10% of our partners are certified MindStudio AI experts via the MindStudio Academy. That's mindstudio.academy if you're looking for more details on that. This program takes a lot of investment, time, rigor to achieve, and the fact that we're seeing so many of our partners decide to make that investment is really exciting. So when it comes to the types of product features we want to release, because of all the growth that we're seeing from our partner program and all the value that you're driving back to our business, we want to pass more value back onto you. We are constantly thinking about what products and features we can release that will be purpose-built for partners that can help you in your day-to-day work. And I'll highlight some of the most recent ones. And we'd love to actually hear which out of these you're using right now. So you might see a poll pop up in a minute to respond and let us know what of these have you already been using for your clients. So when it comes to your working with clients, we know how important it is for you to be efficient. The less time you are spending managing accounts and all the different admin side of things, the more time you have to actually do billable work and earn revenue. So we've launched our workspace collaboration, being able to actually edit AIs within a different workspace, as well as copy paste, which you are seeing the demo of right now, being able to copy and paste pieces of your workflow within one canvas, as well as even within another canvas, or even sharing it out to one of your teammates or directly with your clients. When it comes to the actual AIs that you're building, we know how important it is to deliver really high quality outputs to your clients. If they are getting really great results from their AI, they'll be able to better point to an ROI of working with you. And we've launched a number of things to help you achieve that. We have the model mixer, profiler, and being able to analyze longer data sources. So with the model mixer, being able to include multiple models within one single workflow, so that it spits out that really solid result. Profiler, so that you can test the different models against each other, pick the one that's either the most efficient, if that's what your client is trying to optimize for in terms of cost, or has the highest quality output for your client's needs. And then lastly, the longer data sources via Zillis. Zillis is an enterprise-grade solution for this types of analysis that we use to deploy this back to you. We know how complex some of your clients' data can be, how long it can be, and we recently increased that word limit from 500,000 to 5 million. So really excited about the possibilities that can unlock for you folks. Lastly, what I wanted to share with is around the new workflow possibilities. We've launched a number of different we're constantly launching a number of different workflow possibilities. We're at 500 models to date, super exciting milestone, as well as things like being able to scrape web pages and bring live data into your workflows. We're excited about the use cases this can unlock for your clients beyond just text generation, thinking things like image analysis, image generation, text to speech, and we'll talk through actually a few of those use cases that you can think about for your clients later on as well. Cool. So those are your tools at your some of the tools at your disposal, some of the product features at your disposal for how to work with your clients. I want to share some examples of our partners and our customers who are finding a lot of success with Mind Studio and take away what we can learn and how we can apply them across our ecosystem. So a lot of our partners ask us, where should we start? And looking inward is a natural place to do so. Looking at your own team and your personal processes or your processes in working with your clients or your other teammates can be a really great place to start, a very low stakes place to start. And that's exactly what AffinityX did. AffinityX is one of our largest partners. They are a white labeled solutions provider. So that means that companies, when their customers are asking them for implementation, different marketing implementations, write me a blog post, a website, do a whole media spend recommendation for me. AffinityX are the folks behind the scenes who are actually doing that work for their clients and allowing these other companies to fulfill those implementation requests. And they do 5 million of those jobs every single year. So the scale is massive. And you can imagine at that scale how important time savings it is in terms of optimizing the amount of client work they're able to do each year. So what they did is brought Mind Studio into number of different processes, but two that I want to highlight here. One is with creative production, and the other is with prototyping new apps for their clients. In the first instance, they saw time savings of up to 57% in early tests when producing creative projects, and time savings of up to 70% when prototyping new applications for their clients. So super exciting to see these initial results. And they said, hey, if we're really loving these results, our clients probably will really love similar results too. They also need to prototype. They also need to produce content and other marketing assets. We're actually going to build out a suite of AI applications for our clients. We'll sell them to our clients and they'll use them in a self-service way. So that's something that they are working on right now, and we're really excited about working with them on in the future. So you've done some internal work, you've built out some applications, and you're starting to build out your Mind Studio portfolio. What to do next? What we recommend and what we see a lot of our successful partners do is look for pilot projects. These might be projects with past clients, maybe even folks in your personal network who have a business application that you can apply Mind Studio to. And this is exactly what Zen Business did. They had a potential customer potential client rather, in their personal network who they worked with on helping them automate their sales outreach process. So what they did was, instead of this client having to spend 20 hours a month on putting together custom outreach emails and really personalizing it to each contact, they created a bot, an AI that would do this for them. And they saw 92% savings in time, which took the process from 20 hours a month to 2 hours a month. And not just did they have time savings, they also wanted to see, was this actually producing results? And they saw 20 new high quality prospects earned from for the client in just 3 days. So really exciting results from Zen Business, and allowed them to create a really great case study of an ROI from working from one of their clients that they can then take to future clients and market and in their own marketing materials. And we love case studies like this. We've spotlighted both AffinityX and Zen Business in case studies on our Learn site, learn.mindstudio.ai. So definitely check those out if you haven't already. Now, this is something we haven't shared on our Learn site or anywhere yet. This is like hot off the press, and I think really articulates that final stage in the partner journey of that end goal of large deals. And large deals can mean different things to different people. This might mean a really large deal from it's a really big client, flashy logo. It might mean it's a reoccurring client that you'll constantly have business with. Like, that's up to you to decide. But I do want to articulate an example of a really large organization that we're working with right now, and the types of clients you could be working with as a MindStudio partner. We know that 10% of you focus on the nonprofit and government sectors, and this is a client that fits into this space. This is the HR department at HMRC. This is the UK's tax authority. So if you're in Canada like me, you know this as the Canada Revenue Agency, the people who take all our taxes at the end of the year. If you are in the US, you know this as the IRS. So this is the UK's agency organization that handles all of that. So some exciting things that they were able to achieve with MindStudio. They put together and this is Siobhan here, who is the AI lead on her team, and was the one implementing this application, this pilot program. She had built a application that helped hiring managers at the HMRC with a number of different processes, things like creating job descriptions, talent insights and analysis, and had 60 of her teammates using this pilot application. Just from the pilot test, they saw an hour saved per employee. And given the scale of their organization, there's potentially 10,000 employees who could be using and benefiting from this application. So you can imagine how quickly that time savings and efficiencies can scale across their org. So we, as MindStudio, are not going to be in market competing ourselves for like RFPs at the federal level, local level. We are really looking to our partner community to do that and win that business for yourself, and bring MindStudio to organizations who want that AI transformation and need an expert to implement it. We'll be here to support you along the way, but we are more than happy to leave that business on the table for you to capture. And we're already seeing it. We had a partner who maybe we'll talk more about another time, win an RFP from a publicly funded organization just a couple weeks ago, and we are here to support in those types of endeavors. So let us know if you're working on anything similar, if you've been responding to any RFPs, whether it's from large organizations or government organizations as well. So you know what to do. What is it that you actually can build for some of these clients? We are going to walk through a number of different AI applications that Giorgio has so expertly put together in-depth tutorials on. I will be sharing like teasers on 3 of these revenue driving AIs. These are all AIs that are within the marketing and sales function, so that when you build these out for your clients, you'll be able to really easily point back to the return on these AIs. You'll be able to point back to new leads or new sales that are achieved from these applications that you've built for them. So I'll talk through the first 3 here: web page A/B test evaluator, HubSpot CRM enrichment and outreach agent, and a command center for content marketing in Notion. I want to be candid with our community. It's possible that your clients might have worked with you in the past on doing things like analyzing different web pages, trying to come together to solutions together on what would be most effective. And now in this state of a generative AI world that we're in, your clients are going to be expecting these types of insights very quickly and on demand. So this is an AI that will allow you to give that client what they're looking for. This use case involves unlocking new insights for your clients with self-service reports that compare the effectiveness of 2 websites or designs. They can be live websites, or they can be even just wireframes or designs from Figma or other tools that you're using to map out different web pages. You just need Mind Studio to build this AI, and we think it's friendly for most beginners in our partner program or beginner clients as well. So I tested this out for myself. I put myself in the shoes of potentially someone doing a retail research on large retailers, and I wanted to answer the question between Target.com and Walmart.com, which web page is better? Which one is more likely to convert to sales? And give us your guess in the chat. What do you think, just by looking at it, is going to come out on top? I had my guess too, and I would say intuitively it checked out. So on the back end, what's happening in this use case is a couple things. One, the user is inputting their screenshots as well as their goal for what they want the insights to speak to. The AI is then analyzing the images, both images, and then generating a report that includes source data on the content, a line-by-line analysis of all the different content that the AI is seeing in the image analysis, colors, headers, all of that and more. So I've gone ahead and uploaded the screenshots and my goal, which homepage is more likely to influence site visitors to purchase a product. And then you'll see, just even from the title of the thread here, the Walmart homepage was the best for sales conversion. Super exciting. But you see here this report, and I'm just scrolling through it here, walks through a number of different analyses in a highly structured way so that a client can very quickly access a number of insights on their own time as they're iterating and in their iterative process on how to inform their marketing strategy when it comes to web and design. And you can imagine this A/B test being applied to other types of marketing content as well, things like social media images or other types of assets that your client might want. So you can imagine maybe starting with this tutorial, building out the web page version of this, and then expanding it out across for an entire marketing team and all the different assets that they would want to analyze. I want to talk now about the next use case. This is a CRM enrichment and outreach agent using HubSpot. This use case uses HubSpot. Our tutorial will focus on HubSpot given its ubiquity in the market, but you can also use this for other CRMs that your clients are using, whether it's Salesforce, Pipedrive, Hopper, really any CRM that they're using. You can implement a lot of the same design architecture onto whatever tech stack it is that they're using. So this use case is for clients like the one Zen Business had, where they are spending a lot of time on researching the leads that were coming into them, generating personalized outreach. This AI does that work for them. It automatically enhances and enriches lead data by attaching an ICP, an ideal customer profile, to that lead, and then generates a outreach email that is customized to the ICP, as well as all the other details that we had about the lead in the CRM. What you'll need here is Mind Studio, HubSpot, or your CRM of choice, your client CRM, and Zapier as that connective tissue between the two. This AI has two sets of a Zap in Zapier as well as a workflow in Mind Studio that are working in tandem to execute this workflow in an agentic way. So we have the workflow getting kicked off in Zapier. You see when a new contact emerges in your CRM, that'll trigger that Mind Studio workflow to look at that contact, look at the details of that contact, and then assign an ICP to it. You can see that in the prompt. Then it'll go back into HubSpot via Zapier and update that contact with that ICP information. The next set of workflows that are happening is the outreach email generation. And that, again, is kicked off in Zapier when a new contact is added. A workflow is running in MindStudio to generate the email based off of all the details. And then it is added back into HubSpot as a note. We know how important it is for human in the loop to be in these processes, especially if your client is using this to outreach really like high quality accounts, really high quality leads. It's so important for them to have the messaging on brand and for them to want to actually edit. So I would like to just highlight here that this is added as a note, and then you can edit it, you can add additions, you can do subtractions, and then the client can then just click that email button, copy and paste it over. You could of course close the whole loop and create additional automations. Maybe after the client has edited in the note, maybe that syncs over and automatically emails them. So the possibilities are endless here. Cool. So the last use case I want to share, and this is the most advanced use case, we talked to them in order of difficulty, with this being the most advanced, is the Content Command Center in Notion. And this allows your clients to generate high quality marketing content right from where they're doing their work every day. In this example, it's Notion. For your client, it might be Coda, it might be Google Sheets. It could be a number of different databases, Airtable. So you can meet your client where they're at and use a tech stack that they are using to achieve the same use case. What you'll need for this particular use case is MindStudio, Notion, Zapier, and we're using Tally Forms as well. And because there are a lot of moving parts here, it is more of that advanced use case. So here's what this command center in Notion for content marketing looks like. We have this Notion page called Partners Notion Brain, and a number of different forms that are embedded. These are Tally forms that are embedded in that page, and few different agents that you have here. One is a LinkedIn post generator, Facebook post generator, and then 2 X post generators. You can also have generators for blog content, other types of content that your client might need. But in this case, we have these 4 bots in the command center. And here's what happens when your client would go ahead and fill it out. You would have, I'm still in summer mode here in Ontario, so I'm thinking about maybe a retailer doing a barbecue promotion. A lot of the examples that I'm sharing in this presentation might have that flavor. I have an e-com background, so that's on display, but this could apply really to any industry. It's industry agnostic. These are just examples. The AIs can will run in an industry agnostic way. So what we have entered here is the topic, audience, desired length, and some details. That produces a entry into a Notion table with where you can find that social media post ended up. And the great thing about that is that the client can just go ahead and fire off like tens, 20, hundreds of these different posts, and then find all those posts all in one place for editing and further drafting later. So let's open up that post and see what it looks like. We have the post copy here, some emoji suggestions, and then a little bit of strategy about how the post was put together. And because it's right in Notion, they can edit it from there. They can share the page with their colleagues if they need to collaborate together. And if you haven't noticed yet, the client doesn't touch MindStudio at any point in this workflow. It's all happening on the back end, and this is with no embedding required. We know a lot of our partners do embed MindStudio, but it does take a while to create an user interface. There are other tools that you need to manage to achieve that. So we're really excited to hopefully inspire you folks to think about how how you can have MindStudio working in the background for your clients in the tech stack that they're already using. You can imagine if they're spending all their day in Notion or Coda or in the Google Suite or Microsoft Suites, that having to go to a new place to use MindStudio might introduce some friction. And if they are using the AI from where they're doing their everyday work, there's going to be more usage and ideally better outcome in terms of working with your client, and ideally a more long-term engagement between you and the client because of the additional usage and just ease of use of using the AI. So give you a sneak of what this is looking like on the back end. Although the front end facing UI is more complex and there are more tools involved to execute it, the back end is actually quite simple. You have a Zap and a workflow in MindStudio making it all happen. Once a new submission comes in through those tally forms that are embedded in the Notion doc, that runs the workflow to in MindStudio, which is creating the social media post, and then it's funneled back into Notion as a database item. So those are the 3 use cases that we're sharing with you today. Tutorials for all of these use cases will be in your inbox after this call, as well as 2 additional tutorials, one which is a content writing, refreshing, and style master, and another which is a Google Sheets AI and companion, which has very similar flavors to what we discussed around Notion of a really ubiquitous tool that maybe has some limitations with the AI capabilities right within it. And here's how you could bring MindStudio to infuse more AI into these spaces and tools that your clients are already using on a day-to-day basis. So all these tutorials are 10 minutes or less each. Giorgio has done a great job making them concise. So I highly recommend, you're going to spend maybe 60 minutes with us today right now. Take another 50 minutes and watch these tutorials and have that 2 hours invested into your development with MindStudio. So you know what to build. Now it's about how to actually bring clients on board and managing that administrative part of the business. We have, by design, a number of flexible options for you to bring your clients onto the MindStudio ecosystem. And one option is that you as the partner are invited to the client's workspace. Another option is that you as the partner invites the client to your workspace to collaborate. And then lastly, you could embed the app, or this more emerging use case of not even having to embed, but having the AI manage in the background. And the customer doesn't need to touch MindStudio in both instances. So the first instance here, you're paying for MindStudio. In the bottom 2 instances, it is the client is paying for MindStudio in the first instant, and then in the second 2, it's the partner. So you can mask the pricing, you can charge your own level of pricing or work the MindStudio cost into your pricing strategy in a different way. When it comes to the perks that we offer our partners, this changes depending on how you're onboarding the client. So for folks who are familiar with some of our perks, you'll know that we offer a 20% revenue sharing for the first 18 months when you are having a new account being created via your partner referral link. And that is an option for you in that instance where a client is inviting the partner to your workspace. So they're creating a net new account. And you will see the benefit of that from a revenue sharing perspective. It won't be the case in the other 2 scenarios just because there is no new account being created via MindStudio. We also really encourage you folks to share that referral link, not just with known clients that you're working with, but also in any B2B marketing that you're doing, maybe blog posts, YouTube videos, other types of B2B marketing. We would happily reward you for anyone who finds and discovers MindStudio because you're talking about it, even if they're not working with you directly. And then when it comes to the perks that we offer you folks to pass back onto your clients to incentivize them to work with you, 3 months of free subscription, as well as $25 in usage credits. These are available in both in all instances, but in the instances where you are inviting the client to your workspace or you're embedding the app, just make sure that it's a new dedicated workspace so that everything's organized and we can accurately deploy those perks back to you. I want to share some insights on what we're observing from our most successful partners in our program. We see that they're right at the middle of this Venn diagram. They have really strong Mind Studio skills. They are working on their technical skills as well. Their clients really trust them. They either have a existing book of business that they can point to of trusted clients, or because of their expertise and some of the marketing that they're doing, they're really quickly developing that client trust. And they're doing that B2B marketing to attract new clients and new leads for them to work with, so that they can really continue to build on their portfolio. So I'd like to ask you folks and pose a poll here as we wrap up of where are you at? Where do you feel you're doing well? Maybe areas of improvement and growth, and how can we help? What education materials can we provide that might help you with either three of these areas? And where's the areas that you want to ramp up on the most? So let us know via the poll, and we'll make some suggestions right off the bat. If you are looking for more training, saw some folks in the chat saying that they're really still learning how to use Mind Studio, still at the early stages of their skill development. Lots of options. Mind Studio Academy is one option. Many other options available to you. We have a course that we partnered with an educator on Udemy that has almost 200 students who've taken it so far. We have YouTube tutorials that are completely free, including the 5 that are going to be all new for our partners and released after this webinar. So please be sure to check those ones out, as well as an entire playlist on advanced workshops that you can watch at your own pace, build AIs at your own pace, and get that training and upskilling that you're looking for. If you feel really confident in your Mind Studio skills, in your technical skills, and you have capacity to take on client work, let us know. We would love to see your portfolio and assess it. Based on your portfolio, we might have some interesting leads that are coming into us, or we might have co-marketing opportunities for you that we can spotlight your client work in and create case studies. We can create social content and other opportunities to really lend you our voice and spotlight your credibility and your partnership. And we have almost 20,000 subscriptions on YouTube, thousands of followers on LinkedIn. We can help get your brand out there to our audience as well. And if it's something else, maybe you're struggling with something that we haven't thought of yet, or we haven't discussed here, email us at partners@mindstudio.ai. We are here to support. We also last week launched our partner channels in Discord. These are spaces that you can support each other in, discuss challenges, discuss opportunities, and for the community to come together and help each other move along. We also would love to hear your feedback on how this session went for you, if it was valuable, if there's things you'd like to see moving forward specifically. So you'll get a couple of things after this call, 3 things in specific. So we'll keep track all together. One is the recording, so you can come back to this at any time. 2 is the link to the playlist of tutorials. And then lastly is a feedback survey that please fill out. If you fill it out in the next couple of days, we'll enter you in to win a small usage credit, just to say thank you for your time and feedback as well.